Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Julia MCNeill Crafts. So today I am again playing with the new range from the lovely Samantha K. And what I thought I would do, not tried this before, but we'll see how it goes. What I thought I would do is create some background paper to then be able to use with some of these MDF. So I am going to arrange some of these lovely MDF pieces that we have been given. So I'm just going to pull out. I'm not completely sure what direction I am going in. I'm just going to see what we have. Oh wow, look at that drum kit. That is just too cool. Oh, we've got a microphone there, that's quite cool. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to go for, I kind of want to stick to these sort of music-y ones. So let's have a play. I'm trying to think what a backing paper would maybe look like. So if I do that, that maybe sort of, I want to sort of try and match them up. I think that looks quite good. Okay. And then, oops. Maybe put another one. Do another one there. Okay, so that could maybe be one. If I pull this down. Oh no, actually, let's just keep it. Oh, decisions. Right, I'll bring it. No, I can't decide. Okay, I'm just going to keep, because I can cut this down, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't make sense. We can just sort of cut out the bits that we would like to use, and I'm not on an overly flat surface. Actually, I might bring my heat protective mat out instead. So yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it with the sort of music notes and things, because I think that would work quite well as a background. And what I'm going to do is come back with some of my sprays. Okay, I might just try a few different attempts at this. I'm not overly bothered about what happens to the MDF, because if need be I can just paint black gesso over it. So I am just going to, I've not used these in so long, I'm just going to spray some of these. What I may do is, if I get carried away and loving how it's looking, I may end up just popping you on fast forward while I create a number of different backgrounds. Ooh, likey. So this one I'm kind of going all out. So when I put the pinks, I'm going to keep the pink parts near the yellow, because I don't want mud, I don't want brown. So I think that's looking like it could be quite good. So I'm just going to let that dry a little bit, and then we can lift it off. I'm just a bit concerned that if I lift it just now, the colour is going to run even more than it would. Okay, so I've sort of blattered that with my heat gun. And I'm just now going to, so if I wanted to, I've got the colours there, and I could just sort of use them again. So I've lost it a little bit on that, but that's okay. It's kind of going to be a bit hit and miss, but yeah, wow. That looks pretty cool. I am quite delighted with how that has turned out. Yay, that's bright. So I'm going to maybe try another one now, but I will do it with slightly less bright colours. Okay, so this time I've got some glimmer mists. I've inherited these, so I'm not sure how well they are going to spray, but oh wow, look how soft and pretty that is. This time I'm going to get a bit of a softer look. So that was, I can't see the colour of that. Tone on tone yellow. And then I've got a sort of more of a bronzy colour here. Oh, I could do this all day. You might not want to watch it all day. Oh, see, I'm kind of wishing I hadn't done that now. This is the thing. That's alright. Can we bring it back with the yellow? Right, what I'm going to do is bring in some pink from the dilution ones, and yeah, I'm going to let that settle, and then I might just do the one again, but just with the pale yellow. Okay, so I'll let that dry and then I'll just come back and show you the papers that I've actually managed to create. Okay, so here's the first paper. I'm quite happy with how that one turned out. That was that sort of bright, funky looking one. And then I did another one with the paler yellow and also a paler pink. So I quite like how pretty that has turned out. So for the minute I'm just going to work on this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to emphasise those shapes by getting my Arteza gel pen. I absolutely love these gel pens. And I'm just going to do quite a doodly, scribbly line because it saves it having to be perfect. And I'm just going to edge these shapes so that they stand out a bit more, like so. And once I'm just maybe going to pop you on fast forward while I do that. The other thing that I might do is just sort of draw some little dots round and about the shapes, but I'm just sort of emphasising that pattern so it stands out. And then we will use this paper as a background paper and have some of the MDF elements as feature elements. So I'll be back once I've done this. Okay, so I have this large black tag and I was thinking that I am going to use that with this paper. And then I was also thinking that I may make a very similar tag with the other paper that I created, and just to show how different, you know, if we maybe make it exactly the same, but we've got one that's like really bold and in your face colours and one that's more subtle colours. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I will. I'll just sort of see how this, do you know what, I just love that like that. I kind of almost want to keep that whole page, so I don't know if I want to do the tag. Do I? Do I, don't I? Do I, don't I? Decisions. Right, let's just go for it. Oh, I love that. I love the contrast of those
bright colours with the white and the black, and then that sort of really scratchy doodling. So I need to make it a little bit narrower. Okay. Awesome. Right, so I'll probably have to layer some of this up because it doesn't quite fit on the tag base, but that's okay. So we can maybe just even take something like that. So I'm actually just going to tear it the other way so that we've got a bit of a white edge, and then we can layer that up. And then I almost don't want to do anything to it, it looks so pretty. But we'll see how we go. Okay, how's that looking? Awesome. Right, the other thing I am going to do is I am just going to grab my Pro Marker. I have been crafting up here all day, and things that should be right here are not. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to grab my Pro Marker and I'm going to put a black against all of those torn edges. I absolutely love it. I mean, just that shows how you can make really quick and easy background paper using stash that you have in. I mean, I'd have paid money for that. I'd have seen that as a paper and loved it and gone and paid money for it. Whereas doing it this way, you've got your own backing paper, it's going to coordinate perfectly with the embellishments because you've made it out of the embellishments. Just fantastic. Well delighted with this. Okay, so I'm just going to give it that edge, and then let's stick it all to the tag and work out what we're going to do. So I don't know whether just to have the MDF microphone on or whether to sort of layer up some of these other bits, or I might just use that for another card actually. Okay, so I'm just going to get some glue. I'm going to do these bits first and trim them to the edge because this is the bit we've sort of patched together. So I'm just going to bring those down because these are the bits that I don't mind it overlapping for the rest of it because I quite like that sort of torn effect. But for this bit I do sort of want to keep the shape of the tag, so I'll glue that down first. It's not wanting to stick, it's probably because I've not put enough glue on it. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab some scissors. I've got some here, they're not the preferred ones but they will do the job. I'm just going to trim these down, so as I said, so that we maintain that tag shape. Okay, like so. Okay, cool. I'm just going to grab my Pro marker and let's just edge those bits. I've got it here, and then we'll get that main bit on. I love the colours of these. Oh, do you know, it's so long since I have used my dilution sprays. It is ridiculous, but I absolutely love that. And although I patched it there to make it work, I actually really quite like how that's turned out as well. So lots of fortuitous things happening. Right, so I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to tear around those other musical bits that I've got and see how it works with it, but I have a feeling that I'm going to end up just going for the microphone. So I've got plenty of glue on that. Stick that down. Okay, so let's see. As I said, I have a feeling I'll rip it down anyway, because if it doesn't work on this project it will work on another one. Might make a nice journal piece or something. We can make that work at a later point. I just want to see if it would work on this. Kind of like it, but I also kind of don't really want to be losing. I quite like the paper that's underneath. Let's see if I can just tear it out a bit more. Thing is with this, I can make more. You know, I can keep making more with the MDF that I have. And as I said, if the MDF ends up a colour that you don't want it, you just knock it back with gesso and paint over it. It's not a problem. Oh, I quite like that. Do you know what, I'm actually not even sure I want to put the microphone on it anymore. I love that. I might actually just do that, do you know? I might just do that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a music background stamp. Okay, so I've just got a music background stamp. I'm just going to add a few more sort of musical details just in various places, just to sort of build up. I like the stuff that I'm working on to have lots of layers and things, so I'm just going to add just a few, just a little bit, because obviously I want Sam's work to be the star of the show. And I am going to grab a load of threads. Let's see,
got yellow. I definitely want a black. This is, look at this box of threads from my cross stitch days. Do I have a black? I would have thought so. All the back stitching I've done in my life. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go for the electric blue. Actually, yeah. Let's go for that. Let's mix it up. So what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to grab a piece of double-sided tape and pop that on the back here. Okay, and then I'm going to take a length of this. Now, these are quite short, so I might have to do a couple of them to create the effect that I want. But that's okay. But we don't actually have blue in the colours. We have sort of like a teal, so it's more sort of like pinks, greens and yellows. So this should still be a bit of a contrast. I'm just putting that there, and let's just wind. As I said, I'm going to have to do a few of these just because the lengths that I have them in are not particularly long, so I'll grab another one. Okay, this will just add a little bit of texture to the project. Bit of interest, especially as I've not gone with an MDF. See, I haven't even checked on the other side to see if that's going to sit right, so you know, worst, if it isn't, we'll pull it off. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so we'll grab that. Okay, and I have this nice bright yellow. I do love using things and threads and bits and pieces on my project. Right, let's see, how's this working. Stick that down like so. Cool. And then I'm just going to have that as a feature element there. So I am going to grab a whole load of 3D foam and we'll build that up, and then I might just pop some bits of bling around and we'll see how we go. Okay, oops. So with the scraps we might be able to put something together with the microphone, but I just I don't know, just saw that and thought I like it, but it's still showing what you can do with your MDF. Okay. Oops. Okay, and then I might put a third bit on as well, actually. Have it nice and high, and then I might get a load of ribbons and threads for the top of the tag. I'll get some bling on there first and then work out what we're doing. I've actually got these sequins to the side of me that I was using on a project. Actually, by the time this goes to air, I've probably already put it up, but I was making my little octopus shaker thing, and I've got that I've got those sequins just beside me, so I'm wondering whether some of those might be just the ticket. Okay, because they seem to be the right sort of colours. Cool. This is so not what I thought I was going to do, but yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, that is quite cool. So I'm just going to stick those down, but I'll do that off camera because, you know, it's not overly exciting to watch. Okay, actually, I got stuck because I've got that bit of... if I wasn't in such a rush, I would be tempted to take this to my sewing machine. I would really like to put some actual black stitching around the edge of that, so that might be a project that I will do
I mean, I can always do a similar thing at a future date, but yeah, I think I would really, really like to do that. I think it would look really good. And although my sewing machine's sort of just there, I also know there's white thread in it, and knowing me, there's probably not even a spool of black thread for the, you know, the bottom of the machine, so it means I'd have to fill the spool, and yeah, it seems to be more hassle than it's worth, and I need to be getting what I've made off to Sam tomorrow, well, off to Hachanda Studios, because Sam's not going into Hachanda this time, like the rest of us, we're just doing it all remotely. So yeah, I'm just going to actually concentrate on getting more makes done. So I am just going to grab my crocodile, put a hole back in, and then add some threads, some ribbons to that. Okay, so I've got the lace at the top there. I just feel this blue that I've used, I'm not sure whether to add blue splashes or whether to swap it out for pink. Do you know, I was going to do blue splashes, but I'm going to swap it out for pink. Sorry. I've added the black lace, but also while I was doing it, I decided the blue string wasn't working for me. So I've just pulled that off and swapped it with some pink instead. And finally, I'm just going to use my Kuretake Gansi Tambi paints just to add a few little black splatters. So this is sort of extending my MDF, and I've just done this make purely from using it as a stencil. I'll just pop that back in for you to see. Okay, so that last tag took a direction that I wasn't expecting, so I'm not going to try and make two things the same, because I actually think I want to do something with different with this. This is so soft and pretty, so I'm going to work with that. So yeah, I'm going to use similar techniques, but I'm just going to work with what we've got here and make it slightly different. So this time I'm going to make a little card. So I've got, I think it's approximately 7x7. I love 7x7 cards, and I used to buy them from the range, and for some reason every time I've gone into the range recently, they've not had them. So these were 10x7, but I thought, oh, I can chop them down to 7x7. So I actually haven't measured this, I just sort of grabbed the guillotine and went for it. So I'm actually going to keep this really simple. Again, similar techniques. So what I'm going to do is bring in that same stamp, but I'm going to stamp it with Versamark. So again, I just sort of want random bits of stamping. I don't particularly want the whole stamp showing, so it's just to give a few extra touches. So I'm going to kind of go with a similar thing, like I've used the same stamp with it. I'm also going to add what am I going to say, the thread, but I'm going to go for like a gold glitter thread, and then I'm going to use the music note. I'm going to use the music note and emboss that in gold, and then maybe use a few flowers. So we'll make a sort of very pretty vintage sort of tag. So I'm just going, I'll do the start of this so that we can see it going. I never seem to manage to catch it overly well on camera, and I also damage my mat, because the mat that I use to film, because I want something that's not shiny and reflects back in the camera, it's not particularly heat protective, so I do tend to ruin it. So I don't know if I'm catching that, but I'm just beginning to turn that now. So I'll just finish that off camera, you can just see that there. Okay, so I'm now just going to push this into my Versamark. So this is where it doesn't matter that I made those bright papers and made this bright pink, because by the time I've finished, we're not going to know that it ever was once formerly bright pink. I'm just going to make it work for this particular project. So if you do things like this, it means that, you know, you really are getting a number of uses out of your product, and making it just go a little bit further. So I realise not all of MDF shapes sort of work with this particular technique. These ones do. You might get quite a simple shape, but Sam's stuff is so detailed that
you know, you could probably do this quite a lot with her stuff, but maybe like the big violin that I did for my first make that would have been on my channel a few days ago, that might not have worked quite so well, but these smaller pieces will. So again, I'm just going, you can just see that gradually turning like so. So I'm just going to finish that. Also need to find my tweezers. So again, I'm just going to finish that off camera before I burn my fingers and destroy my mat. Okay, so I've got some gold thread. Again, I'm just going to grab my tape and just stick it at the back. I find this the easiest way of doing this. Oops, and then I'm just going to pull that tape off if I can. And let's just wrap this thread around here, and I just do find this a really fun way of adding a little bit of interest. Okay, I'm just going to adhere that, push that down to adhere it a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my glue and get this stuck down. Like so. So I'm just going to load it up with plenty of glue so that we can get it to stick nicely. Like so. Okay. So again, I'm just going to put my little music note just there, and then I'm going to bunch some flowers, so similar to what I did with the sort of the large violin canvas, where I sort of snuggled some flowers in around it. I'm going to do that here, just a couple. Okay, so I've got a few just here, so I'm just thinking that if we put a few of these together, make a pretty floral arrangement, and then maybe one down here. So I'm going to put one on there and then just two beside it. So I'm trying to use plenty of glue because I'm out of my gel mediums and things like that, so I will be ordering those probably first thing tomorrow, because what I'm going to be doing tonight is going to bed. Again, I've managed to be up here crafting since about probably straight after breakfast, and it's now just after 9 o'clock at night and I'm still filming, so but that's okay. I can think of worse jobs in the world. It's quite nice that this is my job now, just having a lovely time with crafty goodies. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can find some little sentiment. Okay, so I've got this little sentiment here from a Tim Holtz sticker pad. Actually, I'm going to have to stick that down with glue. I don't think it's quite sticky enough. I think because there's been so many mediums that have gone on before, sometimes it just likes to resist it a little bit, so we'll just aid it with glue, and I may have to sort of add some extra bits of glue in behind there. Right, I've also found these lovely little pearls in my stash that are just the right colour. Oops. So if I can get them off, I'm going to put some of these in and around this little music thing. I can't remember what it's called. There'll be a few of yous. You can tell me. You can tell me in the comments. A few of you screaming at me going, "Is this Julia?" I probably wouldn't know at the best of times, and when I'm overtired I definitely don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to add a few of those. So again, we've used this really simple card. I'm just thinking that I probably could do with some slightly smaller pearls as well. I quite like to mix the sizes of it. It's just looking a bit heavy for me now, and I'm wanting it to continue to sort of spray up the card. Oops. just kind of going for a feel. I know it doesn't look right yet, and I just sort of keep going till it does. And see, I think possibly what I need to do is move this one here closer to that one. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. I am a fastball, aren't I? Okay. And then I'll move some smaller ones down to this side, and then all I'm going to do now is grab some my Kuretake Gansy Tambis again, just grab them over, and I'm going to do a few gold splashes on this one. So I'm just going to grab my spray bottle. We're actually going through all my brushes. I've been crafting all day, so I think there's more brushes in my paint pot than there are clean ones to the side of me. But I suppose that's a sign of a good crafty day, isn't it? Right. I am just going to grab that. Let's just add a few gold splashes to this card here. Okay, so I'm going to pull the tag in, and we'll see that we've created two very different looks with very similar techniques. Okay, so that is my tag and my card together using the MDF as a stencil, and then in this one here I've kept one of the pieces of MDF back as a little feature piece to the card. So I hope you've enjoyed these techniques, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it here, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.